and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I am Rihanna, and in today's video I am sharing with you some simple DIYs that you can do to upgrade your decor for the Christmas season. So if you have something that's old and you kind of want to give it new life, I've got some ideas for that. Or if you just don't like the way something looks anymore, I have some ideas for that. And even if you bought something new, like this pine cone candle holder that I have here from Walmart, you can remove what was old and put something new on it to give it a new look, for it to better fit in with your decor. So basically what I did was just remove the jute rope that they had tied on, and I replaced it with a ribbon that I've been using in my decor just to make it more cohesive. So very simple, just got some ribbon from Amazon, and I think it's 3/8 of an inch wide. It's velvet ribbon. It is burgundy in color, and I just tied it on to the base of the candle holder and trimmed it up, and that's it. So I'll stick a candle in there and add it to my decor, and this is what it looked like when it was all done and styled. Up next, I have an update to my tree collar that I've had for about 3 years. I got it from Walmart, and basically what I'm doing is using very thin stain in the color dark walnut, and basically I'm just taking a brush and applying it to the tree collar. So once I've got a generous amount onto the tree collar, I just take a rag and wipe off any excess, and just repeated that all the way through until I got from one side to the other. I did not do the inside. I only worked on the outside because that was the part that could be seen, and so I was just tired of that light color and I wanted it to be a bit darker, so that's what I ended up doing, and this is what it looks like when it was finished. And moving right along to the next one, I am working with some bells that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. They are all tied together with some jute rope, and I wanted to replace the rope with some velvet ribbon. So I'm taking each bell off of the tied rope and replacing it with the ribbon. And I wanted them to have variance in height, so I am adjusting the ribbon to accommodate the different lengths and how I want it to hang, and like where I want the first one to start and the last one to stop. So in order to do that, I just went ahead and cut some length from the roll of velvet ribbon that I had, and tied it off at the end, and then I just held it up to the next bell to see where I would want it to stop, and then I just made the length of the ribbon that length, plus a little extra for the knot or whatever. And then I just continued that on and on until I was done with all 4 of the bells. And once I did that, then I had to obviously tie each individual ribbon together. So I cut a separate piece of ribbon off, tied that into a knot, and knotted it around the 4 pieces of velvet ribbon. So what I ended up with was a knot around the velvet ribbon that connected to the bells and a loop on the opposite end. And so what I ended up doing was using the tails that were left over to wrap around the loop after I folded it down on itself and then secured it that way. I used some super glue that I got from Dollar Tree and to secure it all together. And then this is what it looks like when it's styled on my pantry door. Okay, here's the next one. So I am working with a planter, and I have this primer that is basically used on terracotta or clay pots to seal them. And I like to use it because it makes the clay pot look less ashy to me. But you could also use this as a primer for painting the pot. And I've done many of them where I have actually painted them, but these I did not paint. I just used the sealer to make it look less dull. So you can cover all areas of the planter, especially if you're planning on putting water in it. Like, you want to make sure that you completely seal the planter, and that includes inside and outside of the planter. And I also do the saucer as well, because one, I don't want the saucer to look ashy and then the pot not. So that's what I'm doing here. And once I've applied all of the sealant to all of the pieces that are a part of this planter, I have this faux tree, I think it's cedar, that I got from Shein, and I used some of the dry floral foam and placed that into the bottom of the pot, and then use the stake that's on the end of the tree and just jabbed it into the center of the foam, and then pushed that into all of it into the pot. From there, I foraged some tiny pine cones, and I'm using those instead of moss around the top to kind of fill in the gap so that you can't see that it's foam on the inside. So once I have all of the pine cones around the top of the planter, I then set it into its little saucer, and it's ready to be displayed as part of my Christmas decorations. And here's how I did it. And here is the last DIY. If you made it this far, you are the real MVP. Give yourself a round of applause for this quick DIY. I am just taking a canvas that I painted white with a white acrylic paint, and then I just took some satin burgundy ribbon and tied it around the canvas just to give it the look of it being a present. And then I added some embellishments to it, just some simple rustic gold bells, and hung it up on the wall. That was basically it. So this one is like a super quick DIY that you can do to give a new look to a canvas that you might have around the house that you may want to incorporate into your Christmas decorations this year. So here's how I hung mine. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed any of these DIYs, please leave this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. And until then, bye.